Best for the South African Police Service, from the Hawks to the Independent Police Investigative Directorate to the SAPS itself. And with around 60 police officers killed since the start of the year, the image of the entire service took a bit of a knock.
Former Hawks boss Anwar Dramat was suspended in late 2014. By the start of the new year, he had vacated his post. IPID head Robert McBride also found himself on the wrong side of the law. The two matters were connected and both related to the illegal renditions of Zimbabwean nationals in 2010 and 2011. According to the police ministry, Dramat oversaw these renditions, while McBride was drawn into the debacle when it was alleged he had illegally exonerated Dramat in this matter. Last week, however, a Gauteng court ruled Police Minister Nathi Nhleko's decision to suspend McBride was unlawful. But one of the biggest lowlights for the SAPS this year has to be the public dressing down given to police management by Parliament's Police Portfolio Committee. These scenes were unprecedented.
The Magubas Kloof incident I think, is a blot on SAPS management. It's the first time, I think, since 1994 we have seen that. And that should be, we can't do it again.
This chiding was a result of SAPS deputy commissioners, provincial commissioners, as well as the police spokesman publicly supporting suspended Police Commissioner Ria Pihega following the recommendations of the Farlam Commission. The report recommended that she be probed for her role in the Marikana shootings and that her fitness to hold office be investigated. After this report was released, police spokesman Solomon Magale released a statement in which the Board of Police Commissioners stood by Pihega. The committee felt this move overstepped a certain mark, since at the time, President Jacob Zuma had still been mulling over which route to take. MPs felt the commissioners had undermined Zuma as well as the Farlam Commission. One by one, they were called up to apologize.
We regret, Honorable Chairperson, that the statement did what we never intended to do, and it will never happen again.
The discussion this morning that it resulted in a huge misunderstanding and to the conclusion that the BOC had intended to undermine the processes and get involved in political issues. From that perspective, it is regrettable that such a statement was then issued.
Even the police ministry says it was caught off guard by the statement.
We as the ministries were never consulted about the media statements that you read from the newspapers.
MPs did not hold back.
What do we expect in SAPS? It means the whole SAPS, the leadership is here, but they're tossing us from pillar to pillar. We are even getting confused because you are trying to dribble us. We are not there to be dribbled.
Every effort was made not to tell us that the National Police Commissioner was in that meeting. Every other person was detailed and not her.
I'm sitting with matters right now, whether you talk about Gauteng, whether you talk about KwaZulu-Natal, where police protect police at the expense of our community members, and which is actually a shame.
I see it as an insult to this committee with what you've just said. You're insulting the committee. In fact, you are insulting the South African Police Services because you have carrying a rank there that is supposed to be respected.
The committee later launched an inquiry into the conduct of the various commissioners. This inquiry enabled the committee to investigate the actions of the police bosses and make recommendations to Parliament. The committee looked at various transcripts of meetings which led up to the public statement being released. Recommendations were later made by the committee that the police ministry look into the matter. But the biggest talking point this year within the sector must be the suspension notice given to Pihega. On the 14th of October, she was being grilled by the Police Portfolio Committee about the SAPS annual report. However, journalists caught wind of a rumor that the president was about to suspend her. The committee carried on as normal until the presidency emailed the announcement.
Maybe just to say we will take, after this, just a 3-minute break, just to deal with the announcement by the president, but let's continue with this.
It was clear the announcement came as a shock to Pihega, who, with the assistance of her aides, managed to evade journalists. The news of her suspension was welcomed.
From the committee side, we will also want to call on the management of SAPS and all the members of SAPS, the 200,000 of them, to give their full support to the person who will be appointed by the President as the acting National Commissioner.
We support and respect the decision by the President to suspend the National Commission.
This is something we've long called for. It's about more than just Marikana. It's about a litany of failures and faults on the part of the suspended National Police Commissioner.
Of course, the Freedom Front Plus welcomes the decision. I want to say at last the President took the right decision, although the President himself is not to be excused from the whole fiasco around the Commissioner, because he appointed her, and he should know that if you appoint a National Commissioner of Police, it should be someone who is an experienced person who is coming from the ranks of the South African Police Services.
Soon after, Lieutenant General Johannes Gomoto Bahlane was appointed as acting National Commissioner. From there, things all went downhill for Pihega. Nhleko briefed the committee about a ministerial reference group appointed by him in 2014, investigating concerns within the SAPS. Based on this report, Pihega is the root of the bulk of the issues. Also, during the last committee sitting this year, it was revealed that there are possible discrepancies in the 2014-2015 crime statistics. Bahlane told the committee dodgy information had surfaced. However, Pihega is not taking this lying down. She is fighting back. She's already written to the Speaker of the National Assembly, complaining about the manner in which she was treated. Pihega is also facing a board of inquiry, which is probing her fitness to hold office. She's already said she is innocent, but it's unclear what ammunition the suspended police general has in her arsenal as she fights to keep her job. Abra Barbia, SABC News, Parliament.
Well, thousands flocking to